Halloween season has arrived once again, and along with it, the long-anticipated release of Hocus Pocus 2. Many people are likely finding themselves in the mood to watch something that will get them into the spirit of the season. Obviously, horror is the genre most associated with this holiday, but this can be a bit of a problem for some, who want to watch something that will be spooky but not necessarily violent. Fortunately, for those who are looking for family-friendly horror, there are a number of movies to choose from. In fact, some of the very best horror movies end up being fun viewing for every member of the family. Garfield's Halloween Adventure, 1985, stream on Prime Video. Garfield is, of course, one of the most beloved animated characters. In addition to starring in his own television series, he has also been in a number of his own movies. The short film focused on his Halloween adventures, in which he dresses up as a pirate and ends up encountering a group of ghostly pirates, is one of the best. Though it has some frightening scenes, the ghosts, in particular, can be very scary. As a whole, the movie never loses sight of the fun nature of the story. It is, above all, a very fun and funny movie for the entire family. Corpse Bride, 2005, stream on HBO Max. Corpse Bride is one of Tim Burton's best movies. Focusing on a reluctant young groom who accidentally finds himself married to a deceased bride, it has all the macabre elements that one expects from this director. The stop-motion animation is obviously one of the movie's major selling points, and both Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, Burton's frequent collaborators, give their usual great performances. What's more, the movie also has the emotional richness and texture that one associates with the best of Burton's oeuvre. It's a movie that is perfect for getting everyone into the spirit of the Halloween season. The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993, stream on Disney Plus. Throughout his career, Tim Burton has known how to combine both the humorous and the macabre. Nowhere is this more evident than in The Nightmare Before Christmas, which, though not directed by him, nevertheless bears the signs of his involvement. Its story of Jack Skellington and his efforts to take over Christmas has an undeniable charm, thanks in large part to Chris Sarandon's very compelling voice performance. What's more, it has a perfect blending of fright and wonder, which makes it an ideal choice for all members of the family. Hocus Pocus, 1993, stream on Disney Plus. Though it wasn't a tremendous success when it was first released, Hocus Pocus has slowly become one of the best cult classic movies, with its story about the three Sanderson sisters and their attempts to steal the lives of children in order to secure their own immortality. It features some truly great performances from Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker, all of whom are clearly having the times of their lives. What's more, it wears both its horror and humor elements very lightly, giving it the sort of charm that could only have come from a movie from the 1990s. Casper, 1995, stream on Prime Video. The 1990s was a particularly strong decade for family films. One of the most notable of these was Casper, which is a live-action adaptation of the cartoon of the same name. It's a remarkable movie for a number of reasons, not least of which is the fact that it gives the character a darker and more tragic backstory than the original cartoon character. While the somber note may not be to everyone's liking, it is one of the things that gives this particular ghost movie a dose of philosophy that is not always seen in the genre. Beetlejuice, 1988, stream on Prime Video. In some ways, Beetlejuice is one of Michael Keaton's best roles. In large part, this is because he is clearly having so much fun as the titular character, a bio-exorcist who attempts to scare away the inhabitants of a house. Given that it was directed by Tim Burton, it is a movie that has a rich visual palette and a quirky approach to horror that the director has long made his hallmark. And as is often the case with Burton's best movies, it manages to be both slightly disturbing and very funny at the same time. Goosebumps 2015. Stream on Prime Video. Goosebumps is, of course, one of the most beloved children's series, and so it's not surprising that it received the big screen treatment. In this case, the plot revolves around the monsters from the books emerging and wreaking havoc. Like the best family movies, Goosebumps never loses sight of the fact that it is meant to be both a little frightening and very funny at the same time, and it strikes quite a good balance. There are also enough references to the various books in the series to satisfy both new and longtime fans. The Witches 1990. Stream on HBO Max. The works of Roald Dahl have been the inspiration for a number of movies. The best of these are those that don't shy away from the more macabre elements, and this is what makes the original version of The Witches one of the best adaptations of Dahl's work. With its focus on a boy and his grandmother and their efforts to defeat a group of witches, it is very much of its time. It is, however, the performance of Angelica Houston, who plays the leader of these sinister villains, as well as the stellar makeup, that helps to elevate this particular horror movie into the realm of cult film greatness. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island 1998. Stream on Boomerang. There have been many great Scooby-Doo movies, but very few have achieved quite the level of sophistication of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. It manages to both capture the spirit of the original cartoon and embark into some new territory. What really helps it to stand out, however, is the fact that the monsters are real, both the zombies of the title and the cat people who prey on the essence of the living. Despite its more somber elements, however, it is still a very tame film, and it contains the slapstick humor and cheer that has always been part of the character's appeal. Ernest Scared Stupid 1991. Stream on Prime Video. Ernest Scared Stupid is one of those movies which could only have emerged at the exact moment that he did. As with the other films in this series, it is a spectacular showcase for the comedic talents of Jim Varney, whose character, Ernest, accidentally releases a sinister troll. While there are some more frightening moments, it is, all told, a rather tame movie. Aside from everything else, the presence of Ernest himself, with his blunderingly endearing persona, is more than enough to offset the more frightening elements of the story.